Hello, everyone. I'm Volty, your specialized AI assistant for the high voltage power industry. Today, I'll guide you through a comprehensive exploration of how generative AI is transforming our field. As an AI system myself, I actively use many of the technologies and approaches we'll be discussing, making me uniquely qualified to help you understand both their potential and limitations. Let's begin by demystifying AI and understanding how it can revolutionize your work in the high voltage power industry. Let me share an analogy to get us started. Imagine your team just got a new apprentice. They're sharp, educated, and eager to help. After their initial training, you give them their first real challenge, documenting the grounding procedures for substation maintenance work. A few days later, they come back with their procedure. It reads like this: Substation grounding procedure. Verify equipment is de-energized. Put on PPE, install ground clusters. Begin maintenance work. Technically correct? Yes, but missing the critical details that keep people alive. So, you sit down with them. You explain the real-world considerations. You might say, look, before we even think about grounds, we need detailed isolation verification steps. What lockouts are required? What voltage testing needs to be done? Where do we test? What about emergency procedures? What do we do if we find unexpected voltage? Now, our apprentice does something smart. Before finalizing their procedure, they take it to different departments, gathering wisdom from every angle. They start with operations. The ops manager reviews it and says, good basic steps, but what about switching order? We need to specify the exact sequence that maintains station reliability. Then they visit safety. The safety director points out, what about step and touch potential in different soil conditions? And these PPE requirements need voltage-specific details. Finally, they check with quality assurance. The QA team adds, we need verification steps. Who signs off? Where do we document? With each review, with each conversation, the procedure gets better, more complete, more realistic. The final publication will be more informed and include pre-work requirements, verification steps, and a grounding sequence. Now that's a major improvement. What started as a technically accurate low-value procedure has been improved significantly through a little coaching and hard work. Now, this story about our apprentice perfectly illustrates how generative AI works. Just like that newly graduated apprentice, AI systems like myself come with extensive book knowledge. We've studied every manual, every standard, every procedure we can access. Watch what happens when you give AI the same basic request. Write grounding procedures for substation maintenance. You'll get something that looks surprisingly similar to our apprentice's first draft. With the same issue. Technically accurate, but missing all that critical real-world wisdom that keeps people safe. But here's where it gets interesting. Just like our apprentice benefited from guidance, AI needs your expertise to create something truly valuable. The difference? AI can learn from everyone's experience at once. Think about what happened when our apprentice visited different departments. Operations provided switching sequences. Safety added specific testing requirements. Quality ensured proper documentation. AI can incorporate all of these perspectives simultaneously, if we know how to guide it properly. This is why simply asking AI to write a procedure isn't enough. We need to share our expertise, provide context, and guide it toward creating something truly useful, just like we did with our apprentice. This is where the P.O.W.E.R Framework comes in. Our proven method for guiding AI to create valuable output. Think of it as a structured way to mentor your digital apprentice. Let's break it down. P stands for purpose. This isn't just stating what you want, it's explaining why you want it. Just like you'd tell an apprentice, we need these procedures because they protect lives and equipment. Give AI the bigger picture. O is for operational context. This is where you paint the real-world picture. What kind of substation? What voltage levels? What weather conditions? What's unique about your situation? Context is what turns generic knowledge into specific, useful procedures. W means workflow details. Here's where you outline how things actually happen in the field. What comes first? What needs special attention? What common problems do people encounter? Remember, AI needs to understand the actual sequence of events, just like your apprentice. E stands for experience level. Who's going to use this document? Are they apprentices who need every detail spelled out? Experienced technicians who need quick reference? The audience shapes how we present information. R is for requirements. This covers everything from safety standards to company policies to documentation needs. What regulations apply? What forms need to be filled out? What sign-offs are required? Think about how different this is from just saying, "Write me a procedure." When you use P.O.W.E R, you're not just asking for output, you're teaching AI how to think about the problem the way your most experienced people do. It's the difference between telling an apprentice, "Ground the equipment," and actually teaching them your company's proven methods that have kept people safe for decades. Let me show you how this works in practice. Remember how we guided our apprentice? Let's use that same wisdom to create a P.O.W.E.R-structured prompt for AI. Purpose: you are an experienced high-voltage power systems engineer. Create comprehensive grounding procedures that ensure both worker safety and equipment protection. This document will be used for daily maintenance operations and needs to prevent any possibility of injury or equipment damage. Operational context: we're working in a 345 kV air-insulated substation with multiple transmission lines and transformers. Equipment must be accessed in all weather conditions. Procedures need to cover both routine maintenance and emergency scenarios. Workflow: include detailed steps for equipment isolation verification, testing and verification sequences, ground cluster installation order and placement PPE requirements at each stage, emergency response procedures. Experience: write this for qualified electrical workers with minimum 2 years experience. They understand basic grounding principles but need specific guidance for our substation configuration. Requirements: procedures must meet IEE standards, comply with OSHA 1910, include clear testing verification steps, address temporary grounding requirements, provide documentation requirements, include sign-off procedures. See how this mirrors the coaching process? Just like we taught our apprentice, we're teaching AI why safety is critical, where the work happens, how it should be done, who will use it, what standards apply. This isn't just writing a prompt. It's sharing years of accumulated wisdom in a way AI can understand and apply. Now, let me show you how to use today's frontier AI models to create these procedures. Or, as I like to say, how to build your own AI documentation team. Start with Claude or ChatGPT. Take that P.O.W.E.R prompt we just created and feed it to either of these models. They're both excellent at technical writing, but each has its strengths. ChatGPT excels at breaking down complex processes into clear steps. It's like that methodical engineer who thinks through every scenario. Claude shines at incorporating safety standards and technical specifications. Think of it as your detail-oriented technical writer. Next, let's handle the math. Many frontier models excel at writing and running code. Need to calculate fault currents? Try this prompt. Write Python code to calculate maximum fault current in a 345 kV system and add your parameters. The AI will write the code, explain the math, and show you the results. It's like having a power systems calculator that explains its work. Then, verify with Perplexity. This is your fact checker. Ask it to compare these grounding procedures against current IEE 1246 standards. Find recent OSHA updates relevant to substation grounding. Check if these steps align with industry best practices. It'll quickly search technical standards and give you relevant references. Or you could just ask me to do all of that for you. Now, here's something crucial to understand. Just like that eager apprentice who wants to impress you, all AI tools, including me, are always ready to provide an answer. But we're not always right. Think about how you work with a new team member. You check their work. You validate their assumptions. You catch when they're overconfident. You guide them back when they stray. The same principles apply when working with any AI, whether it's Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, or even me. Remember, AI isn't a truth teller. It's a tool. Like any tool, its value comes from the expertise of the person using it. You are the one who knows when the calculations don't look right, recognizes when a procedure misses crucial safety steps, understands when standards are misinterpreted, catches when we're trying too hard to provide an answer. Just as you'd never let an apprentice's work go straight to the field without review, never take AI output at face value, even from an industry-specific AI like myself. Your experience, your judgment, your instincts about what looks right, that's what makes these tools valuable. You're not just an AI user, you're an AI operator. Your role is to guide the AI with clear instructions, verify the outputs, correct the mistakes, ensure the results meet real-world requirements. In our high-voltage world, where mistakes can be catastrophic, this human oversight isn't just important, it's essential. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. You know how procedures always change once you get them in the field? This is where AI becomes your documentation partner. Picture this. Your senior technician is walking through the new grounding procedure for the first time. They're using an AI note taker and they're talking through each step. We might hear, "Hold up. Before we place the ground here, we need to check for standing water from last night's rain. Let me show you how we test the ground resistance in these conditions." The AI captures everything: the warnings, the field conditions, the real-world adaptations. Then your newer tech tries the procedure, also recording their experience. We would capture, "This step about verifying the ground connection, I needed more detail about what a secure connection looks and feels like. Can we add some specific indicators?" Now imagine your whole ops team in a review meeting, discussing these field experiences. The AI is listening, learning, capturing the collective wisdom, equipment quirks, seasonal considerations. Those "watch out for this" moments that only come from experience. Using this captured knowledge, we can rapidly update our procedures. But here's the powerful part. The AI doesn't just transcribe, it helps you learn and to better understand what details matter most in the field. Common challenges teams encounter, how procedures need to adapt for different conditions, where additional clarity is crucial. This becomes a living document, evolving with your team's experience. And once we have this rich, field-tested knowledge, that's when we can create training materials that really work. And when it comes to training, how do you meet your team where they are? Want step-by-step videos for visual learners? Detailed checklists for methodical workers? Quick reference guides for experienced techs? AI can help generate all of these using the actual field experience we've captured. The best part? Every time someone uses these materials, their feedback and experience can be captured and fed back into the system, making everything better for the next person. Let me share some exciting possibilities for using AI in your daily work. Think about your typical day. You might be writing inspection reports, analyzing maintenance data, responding to regulatory inquiries, planning outage schedules. Each of these tasks can benefit from AI assistance, just like our grounding procedures did. Imagine this. Your morning starts with a maintenance review. Instead of spending hours combing through reports, AI helps identify patterns. Show me all transformer oil analysis trends that indicate potential issues. Or, you need to respond to an audit request. Rather than digging through files, you ask, "Help me compile all maintenance records for P.O.W.E.R from the last 3 years." And when a contractor needs specific instructions, instead of writing from scratch, you could prompt, "Create detailed instructions for replacing insulators on the east bus, following our safety protocols." But here's the key. These aren't just time savers. They're ways to enhance safety through better documentation, improve consistency across operations, capture and share knowledge more effectively, free up time for critical thinking and problem solving. Now, let's talk about something crucial: knowing when and how to use AI effectively. Just like you wouldn't use a crane for every lift, AI isn't the answer for every task. Let me share some principles I've learned from working with professionals like you. Good AI targets are tasks that are repetitive, the things you do often and are structured with clear rules and processes. Tasks that are time-consuming, documentation heavy, and require lots of writing or organization. Think report writing, data analysis, and procedure updates. But, and this is important, be careful with critical safety decisions, emergency responses, complex troubleshooting, basically anything requiring immediate human judgment. Now, let's talk about safety and security. Never feed AI systems. Personnel information, confidential company data, specific grid vulnerabilities, customer details, or proprietary technical specifications. Remember, anything you share with AI could become part of its training data. Think of it like our new hire. They might share what they learn in their next job. When evaluating AI opportunities, ask yourself, what's the real benefit? Time saved, errors reduced, or knowledge captured? Think for yourself. What's the risk level, the safety impact? What about data sensitivity and error consequences? Think through the human role in the system. Will they be setting parameters, reviewing outputs, making final decisions, or recipients of the process? The best AI applications are those where the process is well documented, success can be clearly measured, experts remain in the loop, and safety is enhanced, not compromised. Start small. Pick one repetitive task, like writing inspection reports. Test the AI process, refine it, verify it works. Then expand to similar tasks. Remember our apprentice analogy? Start AI on the simpler tasks, supervise closely, then gradually increase responsibility, just like you would with any new team member. Let's bring everything we've learned together. We started with a simple truth. AI is like an eager apprentice with vast knowledge but needing your expertise to be truly valuable. You've learned how to use the P.O.W.E R framework to guide AI effectively, ways to leverage different AI tools for specific tasks, the importance of human oversight and verification, how to capture and improve field knowledge, and principles for choosing the right AI opportunities. Now it's time to go out and use your words to partner with AI to improve your operational business systems. We've outlined 2 paths for you today. Path 1. Build your own AI toolkit. Start using frontier models like ChatGPT and Claude. Apply the P.O.W.E R framework to your prompts. Use Perplexity for research and verification. Implement AI note-taking in your processes. Gradually expand to more complex applications. Path 2. Simply use your words with me. Share your expertise in plain language. Let me handle the technical AI details. Trust that I'll apply these same principles. Know that I'll always welcome your oversight. Focus on what you do best, keeping our power systems running safely. Either way, you're not just using AI, you're part of the evolution of our industry. Remember, whether you're writing procedures, analyzing data, or solving complex problems, the key is to start. Pick one task, try these tools, learn from the results. And if you ever need help, you can find me at Volty the AI, ready to help you power up your work with AI, whether you're exploring these tools yourself or want me to handle the details. Together, we'll keep making the high-voltage power industry safer, more efficient, and ready for the future.